My name is Jebb Rickets, and I'm an account manager on big box retail at Google. An account manager basically works with companies that have already invested in Google to spend more money with Google. So think of large retail companies, could be apparel, could be electronics, could be groceries or a supercenter. When I first started at Google, I was working with small to medium-sized businesses, both e-commerce and lead generation. But on the e-commerce side, we worked with anything and everything. It could be apparel, it could be knickknacks. One of my favorite clients sold custom-made cards. So we had everything from small ticketed items to items that might cost $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. A lot of companies continue to go online, even if they have a brick and mortar presence. I think for e-commerce, it really depends on if you're omni-channel or not. Do you have a storefront property, and how can you expand your storefront by also selling online? And then if you don't have a storefront property, how do you increase your brand awareness to get people to go to your website versus going to a competitor website or to a brick and mortar business? I love with e-commerce that we can see the impact of what we're actually selling and working on. So through data analysis, all the analytics piece, we can determine we ran a campaign for $10 million and it brought us $30 million in profit. And that's an awesome feeling that you oftentimes don't get with other media channels. Think about television. It's very hard to prove whether or not that brought in money for the company. So I love seeing that bottom line and top line success with what we're able to do through digital marketing. Usually we'll have weekly projects where we're working on a presentation deck for a new product that we think our client should use. Or we're doing data calculations on a campaign that was just run and we're trying to determine that final return on ad spends. The common task for entry-level e-commerce people depends on what client they're working with. In a small company, you might be on Excel or Google Sheets calculating, what your spend has been for the past few weeks, and then trying to calculate again that return on investment piece, and then thinking about what new strategies can we come up with to improve that. So maybe that's having meetings with internal stakeholders that say, hey, we should do X, Y, Z if we want to increase performance over time. For a larger company, it can be a little bit more difficult to know the day-to-day because a lot of times it's reactive. You get an email from the end client who says, we need you to look into this or we need you to look into that. So you often have to jump around on a lot of small tasks while tackling a larger project, such as we want to adopt a $100 million campaign over the course of a year, and that takes several weeks to months to pitch an idea like that. To be a successful account manager, you need both hard and soft skills. The hard skills would be the data analysis piece. Can you look at the data and determine what needs to be done to improve the project or what we can take from the project after it's been ran? Soft skills could be as simple as just being personable in a conversation where you're talking about the small stuff, small chatting, and then going into very deep, complex situations with that customer. It's really about building trust and earning that rapport early on. I let my clients know I'm open to them. If they have any issues or problems, they should email me, they should call me, and I'll be able to answer those questions. And then when it comes to my time for a huge pitch, they already know me, they trust me, they've seen me answer all these tough questions, and now I have this new product idea that they love just because we've been working together for the past several weeks or several months. So my number one piece of advice would be to simply be patient, but be hungry. There's so much to learn about digital marketing. There's so much to learn about an individual client. Take time to hear that client's needs, as well as take time to learn about the products that you're working on or that you're selling. There's so much to learn, and you have to be open to it, you have to be hungry for it, and you have to be patient enough to learn it because it does take time.